wonderful to be here with all of you. Please join together to offer our Puspanjali with a beautiful flower representing your heart, your feeling, thinking, willing to the lotus feet of your Guru and Srila Prabhupada and Guru Parampara. Please join together. Om Ajnanatirandhasya Gyenanjana Salakaya Chakshurunmilitam Jena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namo Sri Chaitanya Manovistam Stapitam Jena Bhutale Sayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Shapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Jutapada Kamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavangscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathantam Tam Sajivam Sadaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakanitasha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamini Tinamine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Paschatadeshatari Pancha Kalpa Taruvescha Kripa Sindhubhaiva cha Patitanam Pavanebho Vaishnavebho Namo Namo Mahavadannaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauravati Nama He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Hari Vrindaye Tulasi Devaye Priyaye Kesavasya cha Krishna Bhakti Prade Devi Sattva-bhakti Namo Namo Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivas Adi Gaura Bhakta Binda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Rama. Okay. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Thank you for showing your enthusiasm to progress in this spiritual path. Today's chapter entitled Accepting the Holy Name. What is the purpose? Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur gives a little synopsis, and then I want to also ask Mother, I forgot her name, Nilambari Radha, or someone who's supposed to arrange the grateful attitude expresser, too grateful. Was it Mother?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, it was me. You
Mother,
had asked me.
Mother Neha, yes. You
Hare
have
Krishna
two devotees
Prabhuji,
ready?
Dhanyaprana. Yes, there are two volunteers who have prepared the gratefulness today. It's two
Okay.
Matajis, Shreyakari Devi Dasi Mataji and Sudeita Madhvi Devi Dasi Mataji.
Okay. Actually, thank you for doing that. Actually, every participant has to do that. It is not an option. You have to express your grateful attitude towards Srila Prabhupada. It is necessary. It is not an option. Without being grateful, we cannot progress. Just ask yourself, why did you come to join today? What is the purpose? Because you felt, you needed it, you want to. So this is one of the most important component that you express you're grateful. So whoever did not join yet with Mother Neha, please communicate through the chat room that you are willing to do one of those days. We do every Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday, Friday. So I'll come back to for the grateful attitude. I just want to begin with this few sentences that we all want to love and be loved. Although there are times when we may get frustrated in our relationship, and sometimes we may say, just leave me alone. I did that too. So that's why I'm expressing to you. But if, just think for a moment, if people literally left us alone forever, you think we would be happy or miserable? We would be miserable. So we do want relationship, and this theme of intimate relationship between people, this is one of the most enduringly and appealing thing throughout history. Whether it be a novels or nowadays, Bollywood, Hollywood, whatever, they all talk about love. Everybody in all over the world, they talk about love and feel loved. Of course, talk about it in romantic terms, largely between male and female. But still, the principle is that everyone wants to love and be loved. This theme constantly attracts the human heart. And yet, the fact of life is that whatever loving relationship we establish will be thwarted sooner or later. We will find that sooner or later the person we love, either we go away or they go away for whatever reason, or death will separate this. If there is no other reason, then ultimately through death, then all the relationships are terminated. So the feeling that we have, that love, can any one of you can say where it's coming from? That we want to feel loved or we want to love, where this coming from?
Coming from Krishna.
Anybody else?
From the heart.
An internal feeling which comes straight from heart and mind, where Paramatma is situated.
Okay, somebody else?
It is already ingrained in the heart.
Okay, something else?
It comes from the consciousness, the level of consciousness we are at.
Very good. You please write it down. The word love comes from non-material. Your body, your mind, your heart, this material body or subtle body, love does not come from there. It is a non-material. That's why we are disappointed. Everybody feels longing. Where does longing come from? That the bhakti tradition, this Krishna consciousness explain, comes from our essence, the soul. It is not coming from Krishna. Krishna gave it originally when he created us. I mean, we are eternal, but still we have to say it, we are created. This soul is non-material. Srila Prabhupada always say, we are not this body. First you separate What is material, what is non-material? Your body, Prabhu, I see you have a glasses. You have a body. These are material. Your thinking, willing, feeling through the mind is material. But the love, the soul, these are non-material. First you separate this. The journey will be easier. Okay. So we are going to ask for two devotees who is going to express their grateful attitude today.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, please accept my humble obeisances. I'm Shri Devi Dasi, and I would like to express my gratefulness to Srila Prabhupada. I'm very grateful to Srila Prabhupada to come to the Western countries to distribute the message of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and give us the chanting of the holy name. If it wasn't for Srila Prabhupada, we wouldn't even be on the Zoom today. Srila Prabhupada has not only changed my life, but it's also changed my family life too. I'm very grateful for that. I don't know what my life would have been like today if it wasn't for Srila Prabhupada. I am positive it would have been, I would have been very unregulated. Like I would wake up whenever I feel like, do whatever I feel like. But with Srila Prabhupada, he's made my life have changed so much that I follow the regulative principle, not only follow the regulative, but I regulated my life with his guidance. I would like to thank Srila Prabhupada for changing my life too, because whenever I go, like when I go on vacation, I will go visit places of interest. Now I do not even visit places of interest. I visit temples and devotees. Whenever I listen to Prabhupada, disciple, talking about his pastimes, I feel like he is personally there. And I wish if I could have met Prabhupada personally. But I'm very fortunate, not only me, but everyone, because Prabhupada left his books and his lecture for us to appreciate him. And I'm very grateful for that. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Wonderful. When Mataji is speaking, expressing her grateful attitude towards Prabhupada, do you all see, examine your heart right now, do you see, you feel very soothing, nourishing or no? If you're not feeling soothing or nourishing, you need some operation. I'm serious. In order to be a receiver of Krishna Prem, there has to be some serious operation on your consciousness. It is not myself expressing, also hearing somebody's grateful attitude. It should evoke literally our heart submission towards Prabhupada. And it should nourish these kind of things, what naturally make the ground fertile. You know, fertile ground? Radhanath Maharaj explained, fertile ground where your seed of holy name will literally fructify. If the ground is hard-hearted, you don't have any emotional feeling, the seed will dry out. It will be there, but it will never fructify. You may be chanting for million life. Bhagavatam said sometime. Bahu janma kare jodi shravana kirtan. Proper translate as million lives. It will not fructify. I'm not saying you have. I'm just expressing, I hope you have. And if not, other cannot help your heart. It is you. You have to be a gardener. Mahaprabhu did not say, I will become your gardener. Mahaprabhu said that the seed will be given to you. I will arrange that. And through that seed, you have to be a gardener and plant in your heart. Heart has to be fertile. And other day I mentioned maybe to you or not, I forgot. When the plant grows, it has to have a two way to look at it. One is it has to go deeper and it has to grow up. It will produce flower and fruit. That's called Krishna Prem. But it also has to go deeper before it comes to that point. If it is not deeply rooted, some challenges come, some bodily sick or mental sickness come, if it is not deeply rooted, it will be knocked out. So it is important in a morning walk, Prabhupada said that Bhakti Lata, also any plant, any tree you see deeply rooted, big hurricane comes, it survives. Everybody understand? So both way we need to look. We need to have our understanding on the philosophy very deeply rooted. So we'll never be shaken. Also, we have to do our sadhana to grow. Both way. So very nice. Thank you, Mata. It was wonderful. And the next, Mother.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Next it's Sudheta Madhvi Devi Dasi Mataji. Please.
Okay. Is she here? Is she sounds looks like here?
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Hello. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes, Mother. Everybody else also listening you. So you can address everybody also. Prabhus and mothers. Thank you.
Hare Krishna Prabhujis and Madajis. I would like to express my gratitude to Srila Prabhupada for taking the difficulty to travel to the Western world by leaving the comfort of Vrindavan at an early age and establishing ISKCON. ISKCON has given us a platform where we could practice devotional service and associate with the devotees and the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna. I would also like to thank the local temple devotees, my beloved Guru Maharaj, His Holiness Jayapadaka Swami Guru Maharaj, and the Parampara for showering their mercy upon me, due to which I am now practicing devotional service in ISKCON. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Mother. That's wonderful. You know who has the best shelter? One who has the chastity, loyalty. That's what she was expressing. We have to be loyal to the holy name, to our Guru and Krishna. When you're loyal, even if some trouble comes through the mind will give you trouble. It's not a question of, it's question of when, that's all. But if you are chaste, you will be protected, for sure. Ashray laiya bhaje, tare Krishna nahi teje. Ar sobe maraya karan. Prabhupada quoted this verse of Narottam Das Thakur. When you have the shelter, but what does it mean shelter? It means you have to be loyal, chaste. Means, you know, the dog, Bhaktivinoda Thakur give an example of a dog. When dog barks, can somebody tell me why dog barks? If your dog is barking outside, why?
There is a stranger there.
Yes. Any unfamiliar, non-devotional things comes in your heart, in your mind. You immediately have to bark. Say, get out from here. This is what mind does. Who believes this will give me Krishna Pran? Who is telling you? Who is dictating you? Through the mind. You immediately have to bark like a dog. Go away from my heart. No chance to come here. We have to be loyal. This is called loyal. Loyalty means like this. Chastity means like this. Any opposition comes, any unfamiliar stranger, they're called thieves. You have to protect your heart. This is necessary. So today, yesterday, who was reading? Satyadevata Prabhu and somebody else. Is there a new person today?
Prabhu, I could read.
Okay. Mother Shreyakari and then one more person. Brihad Nath
Chapter-
Prabhu, can you read also after Mother Secretary?
Yes, Prabhu, yes.
Okay, you both complete it. Please go ahead, Mother. Start.
Chapter 2, Accepting the Holy Name. Gadai Gauranga Jaya Janava Jivana Sri Advaita Jaya Srinivasi Bhaktagana. In the ecstasy of prema, Haridas wept, and in prema, Gauranga embraced him. Gauranga said, "Where there is such a devotee as you, Haridas, you know all the spiritual truth and are all times transcendental to material nature. By taking birth in a low family, you have shown to the world that obtaining Krishna is not dependent on wealth, honor, family, or refinement, but is dependent on faith alone. Whoever has faith in the process of unalloyed worship of Krishna is greater than the demigods. You have understood that the name of the supreme truth, both the means and the end, you know the full glories of the name. You are an ideal in your conduct of devotional activities, Acharya, and you are learned and skillful in preaching, Haridas. I request you to describe the unlimited glories of the name, for it makes me happy when I hear those glories from your mouth."
Okay. Mother, once again, I want everybody to remember this is a very nice meditation. That when Mahaprabhu embraced Haridas Thakur, can you imagine getting embraced by Lord Chaitanya? Try to imagine that. It is necessary. In Switzerland, when Prabhupada visited, he told the devotees, you should meditate, invite the Lord in your heart. Think Lord is like the most precious gem, like a diamond, the most valuable $1 billion diamond. How important to protect that diamond? Otherwise, somebody will steal. And Prabhupada went on. Now you may say, what is so important about embracing the Lord? Well, if you embrace the Lord, there is a very third canto, Bhagavatam, third canto, 16 chapter 29 verse. Prabhupada says, a devotee once accepted by the Lord, you can never fall down anymore. If Lord embrace you, means he's giving to you and you are his. This is what embrace. Material world they embrace, but they do it with the body. They don't do in a spiritual level. Spiritual level, you cannot of course embrace the Lord with your body. You have to embrace with the spiritual level. Spiritual body means in your heart you can invite the Lord and embrace. Once you embrace, your material life is over. You will still be in this body. You can be wherever you are, but you will not be disturbed by the material modes. This is very important. Second, there's a one ingredient, one component to get Krishna Prem is the most important. Anybody can say it very quick without reading it. She just read. What do you need to get Krishna Prem here?
Faith.
Huh?
Faith.
Faith. Very good. Good answer. You have to remember this. So if we have time, we will discuss. I made some question. Maybe I can send it to you. Let me see. Possible. I don't know. I made some question. What is faith? How do you get faith? All this. And you should actually think like that. Okay. Mother, please go on.
Whoever says the holy name even once is considered a Vaishnava, and the householder should be careful to respect such a person. But one who is constantly chanting the holy name of Krishna is even better Vaishnava, being endowed with all good qualities, and one who by his very presence can make others chant the name in devotion is the highest Vaishnava. Now describe to me exactly all the ways that the living entities take up this name of Krishna. Folding his hands in respect, with choked up throat and tears in his eyes, Haridasa began to speak. First, he gave a general description of the name. The holy name is Chintamani, the object that gives everything one desires. To the materialistic, it gives dharma, artha, karma, and moksha. And to the non-fruitive devotees, it gives pure, unalloyed love for Krishna. The name is unlimited, beginless, fully conscious, and inseparable from the chief consciousness, Krishna. Whatever is in Krishna is in the holy name, for the two are non-different. The name is eternally free from material contamination and spiritually situated in a state of pure goodness, Sattva Sattva. Like Krishna, though descending into the material world, the name remains pure, eternal, and the embodiment of the highest sweetness, Rasa.
Very good. Very good. Thank you, Mata.
You're welcome. Hare Krishna.
So, Lord gives 4 things easily, but it does not give Krishna Prem easily. Can anyone help me? Why Lord gives these 4 things easily? You know what is dharma? Duty. Dharma means, I want my children, my parents or my neighbors should see that I'm a religious person. So I go to church or temple and I do my dharma. And to take care of them, I need some money. And of course, there has to be some enjoyment from the children, from wife or husband. And ultimately, when I'm frustrated, I want to get out of all this, I need moksha. So why Krishna gives this holy name, gives these 4 things, not Krishna Prem? It would be easy if Krishna gives the Krishna Prem, then we don't need all this. But why Krishna gives these 4 things, not?
Hare Krishna. It is
Yes,
said
Priyatna,
that Krishna gets bound by the pure devotees.
Everybody understanding what she said? Very good answer. Because the love bind Krishna forever, eternally. Krishna does not want. Would you like to be under somebody you don't even know whether that person loves you? Please answer me.
No.
No. Then why Krishna wants to be your friend if you don't really express your love? Krishna does not give, because once that love is actually awakened, you are eternally free. Krishna is, everything is yours, because Krishna is everything. Krishna will not give unless you have proven that you are real joy, genuine, you are sincere, you really want to serve him. Other day I was giving Bhagavad Gita class and we asked, would you like Krishna to control you? Everybody raised, yes, yes. So I looked at one devotee, I won't say the name, he's a nice devotee. I said, why you were complaining other day that this Prabhu did this, or that my landlord is so mean, that Mataji, this. Why did you complain? Well, she was mean. I said, didn't she get permit by Krishna before even she is talking to you? Do you know how Krishna actually sanctioned even for me to speak right now in the Zoom? Who is allowing you to hear, Prabhu and mothers? It is Krishna. Look at in Bhagavad Gita. Onumanta, Upadrashta, Bharta, Bhukta, Maheshwara, Paramatmiti Chapi Yukta, Dehasmin Purushapara. Krishna says, I am sitting in your heart. I allow you to hear. I allow you to speak. Even though I'm speaking, but it's not I am speaking, he's allowing me to serve him. We will have no complaint. If we really want Krishna to control us, you have to allow him to control. But we have some idea that Krishna means something different. But Krishna is his name. Krishna is his Paramatma. Is the same God in the heart of every living entity. Do we see that? Then we'll never see any racism or caste or anything. Or these people eating beef, they are low class. This discrimination is needed, but in affection way. Just like mother display affection, not judgmental way. Judgmental way, it will create offense. When bhakti arises in the heart, Srila Prabhupada was looking at the audience and he had tears. And they didn't know what happened. Prabhupada said, these people are struggling. They are not interested in Krishna consciousness, but they have no way to get out of their condition. This is required. If bhakti appearing in your heart means compassion, tenderness towards other naturally born in you. So this is necessary. So I hope you remember why Krishna does not give Krishna Prem easily. Brihadnath Prabhu, I think that was him, right? He gave a good answer because it binds Krishna. Where is this? Is this true? Yes, in Chaitanya Charitamrita, I'm quoting the verse, you can find it. Say Premoddare Krishna Nitta Ekali. Say Premoddare. So Krishna is bound. Say Prema hoite hoy Krishna Nija Bhakta Bas. Nija Bhakta Bas. He becomes subordinate to his devotee by that love. There are a few verses. It says that Krishna becomes subordinate actually. Krishna become your best friend means he will listen to you. He will do everything you want and he will make you do what he wants and you will have a wonderful time. That relationship as a Shikha Ras or whatever Ras you have, Krishna become actually subordinate. He will never force you anymore. And Maya has no trace there. So he will not give easily. You have to all pass through the exam. Even though it's a tricky question, love of God is actually within your heart, but it cannot be ignited without him. What we are going through right now. Anybody has Bhagavad Gita there in front of you? You can open 11.33 and you see what Krishna told to Arjuna. This verse I refer many times, many verses in Bhagavad Gita, gives a very clear picture. And if you look at that verse, anybody has open? Please read it loudly, unmute, please. One person.
Translation, Prabhu?
Yes, translation, mother.
1 second. Oh, yeah. 1 second. I open. Okay. Yeah, here. So the translation says, therefore get up, prepare to fight and win glory. Conquer your enemies and enjoy a flourishing kingdom. They are already put to death by my arrangement, and you, O Sarvesachi, can be but an instrument in the fight.
Okay. What did you understand from that?
So basically, Krishna is doing everything and he wants us to, we are just the instrument. Whatever we do, we are just the instrument, Nimit Matra.
Okay. Somebody else, what do you understand from this?
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Yes.
We need to align with Krishna's wish. So all our acts should be in favor of Krishna and as he wants it to be.
Little more. Very good. That's also a very good point. Someone else?
Prabhu, surrendering to Krishna.
That is also true. Something more.
Also, Krishna wants to give us the glory of whatever is getting done. He is doing it, and but he wants his, like in this chapter 11:33, here he wants Arjuna to be glorified, even though the act is actually done by Krishna himself.
Mm,
So, Prabhu,
not,
No, I think,
I mean, it's good, but it's not complete yet. Yes.
Prabhu, to trust Krishna. To trust Krishna.
Yes, that is also true. These are all good points. Don't
so Prabhu,
take it
Krishna,
wrong way.
Lord Krishna is the cause of any act which is happening.
It's the same thing. Yes, that's also true.
So, yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Wonderful. Those are all wonderful thoughts. I want you to remember this. Krishna already has the result of your Krishna Prem. When you going to get it? How you going to get it? He has in his hand. What he is looking from you is your endeavor to get it. Now, in the battlefield, since Krishna already, if you say Krishna already killed everyone, in that verse it says, Mayeva, by me, Nihita, I killed them before. Purvemeva, Purva means before, previously. Then what is the need of Arjuna to become? Well, he has to become instrument. Okay, that's correct. But is this the main reason? No. Main reason is Krishna wants to reciprocate. While Arjuna is fighting, Krishna wants to reciprocate. Krishna told Arjuna, Karmanne vadikaraste maphaleshu kadachana. Just do your duty. Don't look for result. Everybody knows that verse, I hope. 2.47, second chapter. But on 14th day, when Arjuna saw that Jayadratha made this tricky plan and killed his son Abhimanyu, you know what Arjuna said? I'm going to kill Jayadratha by tomorrow sunset, before sunset, or I'll throw myself. Wait, didn't Bhagavad Gita says that only do your duty, don't look for the result? So in this discussion, did Arjuna look for the result or not? Yes, he did. Krishna is not bending him. That's why Krishna went from 3rd chapter to 5th chapter, Karma Sannyas Yoga. He said, no, you do this also with that renunciation in mind. Then Krishna told Arjuna, why did you take such a heavy vow? This is a serious. Who can kill Jayadratha? He cannot be killed even 1,000 times if you separate his head from his body. Until only one way is Lord Shiva gave, if his father gets the head and put it down on the floor. Now his father loves him. He will never do that. Then Arjuna says, you know my strength. I'm just an ordinary person. But I know you. You are most powerful. Together we can do it. This is what we need. This is what you all need. Even though Krishna is looking for your endeavor, but you cannot do alone in this bhakti path. Your mind will disturb. Take advantage of Krishna. Prabhupada said this. He said, Arjuna is taking advantage. Sun is almost set. Krishna created a illusion. His father immediately went in meditation, and Jayadratha's head was severed by Arjuna and fell on his father's hand while he was meditating, but not the head, just the wet part, where let some water first. So he thought, I'm meditating. He didn't even open. He just put it down. And then later on, he realized that was his son's head. So on our own, even though we understand Krishna, we have the love of Godhead. Krishna will give us love of Godhead. He's looking for us to express our endeavor, serious endeavor. I'm chanting every day. I'm praying to him every day. I'm attending the Aratik. I never eat anything without offering. Those are all good. You have to do it. But you will find challenges. It will be almost sometimes difficult. Some sickness came. Just like Jayadratha is sick. But Arjuna said a very nice thing. You know my power and I know your power. We can act together to win this war. Even though Arjuna knew that Jayadratha already put to death. Everybody understanding my point? Yes, Krishna has the result of our endeavor. But don't look for yourself alone in this journey. Try to go with Arjuna. Like Arjuna with Krishna. This emotion reciprocation Krishna wants. When Ashwatthama heard that Krishna lied, Krishna created this scenery that his father is dead, Dronacharya. It is a completely lie materially. Ashwatthama got so angry. He came and with thousands and thousands of arrows trying to kill Krishna. But Krishna says, I'm not going to participate in the war. He's impartial. Arjuna jumped in front of Ashwatthama. He said, before you even touch Krishna's hair on the body, you have to kill this person in front of you. And he took all those arrows. Krishna had a tears. And he expressed to Arjuna, so much love you have for me. This is what Krishna wants in our sadhana. Can you be reciprocated? Be reciprocal with Krishna. Every day talk to Krishna. When you're chanting the holy name, Prabhu, you are a person. It's not a slightest, lightest, some sound. No, he's a person. Reciprocate with him. Prabhu, it's very hard to, it's biggest challenge in my life that I have a physical body, even though I'm not this body, and you are the lightest, even though you are the omnipotence, and I have to surrender from the grossest to the lightest. It's impossible almost. I can't do it. Please, Krishna, you are omnipotence. Talk to him like this. He likes that. He wants that reciprocal. Then you will start shedding tears. The moment the tears start coming, Srila Prabhupada writes in Nectar of Devotion, 10th chapter in the summary, shedding tears becomes the extinguisher of material miseries. It is necessary we have to reciprocate with Krishna every day. You are chanting, you are honoring Prasad. Why don't you imagine, meditate? Krishna's saliva of his mouth had touched this. I'm honoring, touching Krishna's lips. It's such a wonderful meditation. So many Acharya wrote a chapter after chapter on this. Every day we do things we do. Why not we take advantage of this? That's all Krishna wants. Three things. Just remember these three things. Krishna wants you to reciprocate with him, seeing his affection, seeing his protection, seeing he cares for you. But you have to reciprocate also that you do care for him. Even though you're starving, but there is no prasadam, you're not going to break the non-prasadam idea. That you will never eat without offering. Krishna wants that. When you act like this and talk to him, he will reciprocate. And that's it, Prabhus and Mother, your journey will be very soon joyful. Very joyful. Okay, please go ahead and start reading.
Like any object, Krishna, the absolute reality, is known for four characteristics: name, form, qualities, and activities. But in the case of Krishna, these elements are unlimited. The Supreme Personality of Godhead expresses himself by means of these four elements, which take their spiritual existence by means of the Lord's Sandhini energy. By these elements, Krishna attracts all the people of the universe, and his name is none different. The existence of the name is the universe serves the same purpose. Krishna and
Mataji, just 1 second. We send a chart made by Mother Nilambari Radha Devi Dasi. She did a wonderful service. Please thank her if you can.
Yes, I will.
I want you to meditate on that. This chart
Okay.
is actually has to enter in your heart, not in the book format. It
Okay.
literally enter in your heart that you can see every connection you have anywhere you are. You will be surrounded by Krishna. You will never be alone. This is the first and foremost thing. Indestructibility of spiritual reality has to appear in your heart. The fear has to disappear. This chart has a connection, who you are, Jiva, Shakti in the middle, and you choose to be under internal potency or external potency. But be aware, both potency exist in the material world, side by side. Nishingadev was in the pillar, also pillar made of bricks. Both are there. Everybody familiar with the Kongsa killing the try to kill the last daughter of Vasudeva and Devaki? Everybody familiar with that pastime, right? From Krishna book. You ask that question, when did Yogamaya turn to Mahamaya? Try to answer yourself. She was Yogamaya on the lap of Devaki because she wanted to serve the daughter. She is that omnipotency of Krishna, Yogamaya, so powerful. She can create millions of universes if Krishna wants. She's so powerful, but she came as a little baby girl. And Mother Devaki was serving her. Vasudev Maharaj carried all the way from Mathura, Vrindavan to Mathura. But as soon the attitude, mentality to exploit came through Kamsa, she transformed into Mahamaya. No more Yogamaya. Try to understand this. You can see literally wherever you are, how you can switch Mahamaya to Yogamaya every moment, and it will become a habit and you will be in a joyful journey. Vidura saw that. When Duryodhana wanted to beat him up and throw him outside the palace, Vidura paid him obeisances, even though he is his nephew. He said, what are you doing? He said, glory to you. Thank you for doing such a wonderful thing. He said, I'm trying to yell to you and kill you. Why are you trying to glorify me? He said, you are the best person I ever had. You know why? Because he wanted to go away from this mess situation, sinful situation. Sinful means the Duryodhana, they are against Pandava and Krishna. Wherever you see unfavorable, you don't criticize them. Try to see Yogamaya. If you see Mahamaya, Yogamaya is right there. It's required your attitude to focus on that. And as soon as he saw Yogamaya, he was thanking, appreciating. They all got so bewildered. Then Vidura walked out. He went for holy places, pilgrims. We can do this every day, every moment in our life. Srila Prabhupada displayed this in his life. So, Mother, please go ahead.
Krishna and his forms are also not different. Thus, his form and his name cannot be separated either. If one remembers Krishna's name, one will also receive Krishna forms. As for the qualities, Krishna has 64 remarkable qualities in fullness, which are partially represented in his avatars. His guna avatars, Brahma and Shiva, are up to 60 in number in Lord Narayan. But Krishna's name has all the external qualities in full, which expand to the uncountable numbers. The pastimes of the Lord take place in the waves of these quality in the Lord's Dhamma of Gokula, Vaikunta, and Vraj, and these are also fully spiritual. In the spiritual existence, name, form, quality, and activity are not differentiated from the person's actual identity, but by combination with dull material elements which are not conscious, the cover living entity knows only names and quality, forms, and activities which are separate from one another and from his real self. Name, form, qualities, and activities are one for the pure living entities, but taking shelter of a material body, the jiva distinguishes differences. Since Krishna is always beyond material tinge, all these elements are eternally parts of one inseparable principle. However, among these four elements, which one can know the object, Krishna, the holy name is the primary element, for it is by the name that all other characteristics can be perceived in full. As one can realize the form, qualities, and activities of the Lord by taking shelter of the name is thus accepted as the Vaishnava Dharma. Lord Chaitanya himself accepted as a fact that through the chanting of the names, all the pastimes of the Lord could be revealed.
Okay.
Next.
There is a two key point because of the time. I want everybody to remember this.
Okay.
If any person do not trust, do not believe in holy name, he may have a tilak and neck beads. He is not a Vaishnava. He is not a devotee, God's lover. This is very important. Even in Bible, first commandment, it says, same glorification of holy name. Every scriptures. And another point is the through holy name, because MCQ, multiple choice question will come and you have to be aware of it. Through holy name alone, the pastime can be revealed. Other process is not recommended by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Amongst devotee, you will see other process. They talk, but it is not recommended. So this is very important. Now next, Haridas Thakur will consider who is Vaishnava. Okay, continue please.
That person is called a Vaishnava who takes the holy name in faith and pure intention. And that person is called a semi-Vaishnava who takes the name but with the impurity of Nama Bhasa. However, by the mercy of Krishna, the semi-Vaishnava gradually become a pure Vaishnava. In either case, one must take to the name. For the material world, there is nothing comparable to it. It is the ultimate treasure in Krishna's storehouse, since it contains within it the whole spiritual realm. The particles of the spirit who are parts and parcel of Krishna have in illusion come into this world of dull matter, and the holy name containing all aspects of Krishna and full power of Krishna has come into this world just to deliver those spirit souls. One should know that everything in the world other than the jiva and the holy name are without substance. Krishna
Everybody
names
understood? Did everybody understand this sentence she just read?
No, Prabhu.
That everything in the world other than you, the soul and holy name, everything else is not substance. Do you know what substance means? Is Krishna is a substance or Krishna is God? Krishna is a form or a substance? You have a form. What is the difference?
Prabhu,
Anyone aware of it?
Prabhu, when we say substance, I think we are talking about tattva. Is that correct?
No, substance is the reality. Okay, we'll discuss just few minutes. It's correct. Through tattva you have to know. Through tattva you have to know. You're hitting the point. all that glitters is not gold. You heard that. In America, common they say. Such saying which are present in almost every human culture, highlights a vital reality in this world. Form does not always reflect substance. Things are not the way they appear to be. Attraction to form can distract us from substance and leave us deluded. Please remember that. When we get attracted to a good-looking girl or boy, we often overlook how they actually are in terms of their character and nature. You cannot see their character and nature through the form. Am I right? Did anybody had any experience of that? Sure. If you are reflective, you'll say agree. To really know a person, we need to see beyond the form to the substance. But for ultimate reality, Krishna, form and substance are non-different. This is very important. For the ultimate reality, Krishna, form and substance are non-different. If we conceive some substance beyond his form, we gravitate toward an impersonal conception. Be careful. I'm not trying to attack any of you, but sometimes we do think, well, look at the deity or chanting holy name, you think, actually God, Supreme God is actually behind this, not exactly this. And this is actually disease. Very dangerous. If we conceive some substance beyond his form, please remember, we gravitate toward an impersonal conception. Because impersonalists, they think the deity worship or chanting is to get out of the material world. Once you go to spiritual world, no form, no substance. This is contamination, deadly contamination. Pursuing that conception leads to two less than desirable result. Suboptimally, we may neglect Krishna's form and seek a characteristic less substance. And that is incredibly difficult to know. Leave alone love. Krishna says in 12th chapter, or far more damagingly, we may dismiss the form as ultimate insubstantial. This is what impersonalist does. Treating it as just a temporary embodiment for some higher substance. When we are misled, our spiritual aspiration end up frustrated. How can we best approach Krishna's form and substance? That's the question. Please write in your memory, whether through pen or in your heart, that how can I best approach Krishna's form and substance? What I understood, I'm going to reveal to you. That initially, when we perceive his name or his deity, the form is the way to the substance. It helps us visualize, remember, and worship the ultimate reality. Even you will hear Bhaktivinoda Thakur say, just like we all have a watch or clock. You heard today, Mother, Krishna, what's her name? Bangshidari. Mother Bangshidari sent a text. Class will begin 9 p.m. IST, Indian Standard Time. So she's mentioning the time. Now, does she control the time? No. Then why she is honoring the time? Because we know that the time is there, but we don't have a control on it. So we have a watch. I see Arun Nayan Prabhu has a watch on his hand. Or everybody follows the watch and we look at the watch, what time it is, what time we are supposed to join, what time we are supposed to end. It is an honor, respect to the uncontrollable time. You understand? So in the beginning level, Krishna is Supreme Lord, deity can help in that way. But ultimately, this deity is Krishna. In the beginning, any society, I won't say the name, but there is a two biggest religion in this world. They think is idol worship is a devil. Somebody actually challenged that. So I had a long talk, one Pakistani professor, he's from Pakistan. And after that he said, wow, I never heard such an explanation. That Supreme Almighty exists. If infinite cannot reveal to finite like me, Pran Govinda Das, then what is that infinite? What is the value of that infinite? Krishna does reveal to finite. That's why he appears as a holy name, as a deity. How the deity manifests? It is the great sages like Prabhupada, all this, they like Prabhupada in Delhi, when he was installing this small deity, beautiful. One devotee, one American born white color body, Prabhu here, very nice. He was there serving Prabhupada, and all of a sudden, Prabhupada told him just clean the room. And all of a sudden he saw it's like a syringe of tears coming from Prabhupada's eye to the deity's body. And he was like shocked. He never saw Prabhupada cry. And he stopped everything. He was like staring. He's like, wow, how does he cry? I never saw my eye cry. I never saw my tears comes like shooting to the deity's body. And he was looking and looking. And then Prabhupada noticed, he said, you don't have to look at this side. I'm just trying to invite the deity to come, invite the Lord to come and enter into this form to receive our seva, service. So pure devotee, they invite this almighty, all-comprehensive, unlimited God to come and accept the offerings. So almighty, unlimited, Advaitam Achyuta Anadi Ananta Rupam, that he takes a form that we can reciprocate. He enters into the marble or a wooden, whatever the deity made, and he accepts the offerings. This is called reciprocation. It is the supreme, all-complete God. Inconceivable potency, he takes the form that we can relate. This is his biggest compassion. Because he loves us, he cares for us, so he comes and accepts them. Then when pure devotee, they see the deity in their heart, they tell the sculpture how he looks like. That's how the sculpture, they carved a deity. It's not like somebody just have no idea, they just carve and we think this is God. No, we're not an idol worshipper, we're ideal worshipper. It is Supreme Lord out of compassion. He appears, accept that form and to reciprocate with us. So you have to think like this in the beginning. At one point, just like they told Prabhupada in New York, Radha Govinda Ji temple, that sometime the deity outfit is growing like it doesn't fit anymore. Prabhupada said, that's very good. That means you're feeding them very well. And Prabhupada has a dream like that. They are taking care. The Lord reciprocates. This is how you have to meditate. So evolve spiritually, we realize and relish that the form is the substance. Please remember this. The form is the substance. Appreciating Krishna as both form and substance will enable us to direct our longing for beauty, love, joy towards him. So thereby finding the greatest fulfillment and the highest enlightenment, Krishna will direct our longing. When Loknath Goswami was experiencing the same thing, he was thinking like, how can I take care of the deity and so much ritual? Sometimes you may feel like this. So many rules, regulation, I have to do this. All of a sudden, deity started talking, a small deity. He's a big person. Said, you don't believe in me? I need you to feed me. I'm hungry, starving for days. I'm waiting for you to feed me. He was so shocked. Oh my God, deity is talking. He jumped. He didn't have any cooking pot or anything. He said, yes, I'll go. He went crazy. Started crying. After he fed the deity started talking. You know, long time I was buried. Now I have a little achy. Can't you give little massage? Loknath Goswami started giving massage and he's crying. Wow, how Lord reciprocates. This is necessary, Mother and Prabhus. When you chant holy name will reciprocate. Try to prepare yourself. In one sentence, I will finish. In the material domain, we need to go beyond the form to perceive the substance. Please remember this. In material domain, we need to go beyond the form to perceive the substance. In the spiritual domain, the form is the substance and is also the way to the substance. How much more left to read? I want to see. Oh, it's not that much, isn't it? We'll finish it. Oof.
Prabhuji.
Rihadnath Prabhu, can you finish the reading the rest? So somebody was asking something, or?
Yeah, I was just asking, but I think we have less time, so we will continue reading. I will ask later, Prabhu.
Okay, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna. Krishna's names are of two types, primary and secondary. By taking shelter of the primary names, the living entity gets the highest benefit. Those names which are part of the transcendental Leela of the Lord are considered primary names. Names such as Govinda, Gopala, Ram, Radhanatha, and Hari reveal the eternal Leelas of the Lord. And by chanting them, the living entity gets entrance into the spiritual world. The secondary names are those which describe the Lord's functions. The Creator, Paramatma, and Brahman are names for use in Karma and Jnana Kanda and give material elevation and liberation. Since the principal names alone give love of Godhead, the devotees accept only the principal names. Just as there are different types of names with different effects, so there are different ways of chanting the name with different effects. The scriptures, of course, declare that if one chants the name of Krishna once or hears the name of Krishna once, whether it be the pure name or the impure name, the jiva is still delivered from the clutches of the material energy. However, the types of deliverance and the speed of deliverance must be noted. If the name is chanted in Namabhasa impurely, the benefit will come slowly because the person will eventually attain pure love of God. The Abhasa name is considered all auspicious. By the process of Namabhasa chanting, sins are gradually destroyed until the name is chanted and heard purely. At the stage of pure chanting, the devotee quickly achieves the goal, pure love of Godhead. There is also the case of chanting or hearing the holy name with more impurity than Namabhasa. Situated at a greater distance from the pure name, the greater the distance, the less the effect of the name. Such obstruction or distance from the name, where chanting gives little or no effect, is called aparadha or offense. The obstruction of vyavadhan, separation, is the mistaken idea that Krishna's name and Krishna are different or separate. In other words, the belief that the absolute truth does not reside in the name and that therefore chanting the name cannot bring one to the highest realization of truth is called vyavdhan or separation. As long as this belief persists, love of God is impossible to attain.
Okay,
Besides,
just to Prabhu, just 1 second. I'm sorry. You have to focus on these 2 points. I know I'm running over the time. Please forgive me. I am trying my best to come. This is very important. It is something self-examination. I cannot do to you, or nobody can do. Even Krishna will not do to you. You have to come on your own to believe that Krishna and Krishna's name are one. And as long as that belief persists that Krishna and Krishna's name are not one, love of Godhead is impossible to attain.
yes.
This is very important. Okay, go ahead, Prabhu. This is very important.
Besides separation based on philosophical principles, there is another type of separation in chanting. This is syllabic separation of Krishna's names. For instance, if the syllables ha and ri are separated from each other by some other syllables, by this syllabic separation, the effects of the holy name are greatly hindered. This is different from the utterance of the word haram by the Yavana unintentionally when he is dying, for there is no separation of the syllables in that utterance. It is therefore classified as namavas. Ha and re separated syllabically have much less effect. Of the two types of separation, the philosophical separation of the Mayavadis is much more detrimental to spiritual progress. The belief that the name is not all powerful and absolute is a great disturbance in Kali Yuga and is not in accordance with scripture. By these considerations, one can understand the real nature of the holy name. It is the chanting and hearing of a principal name of Krishna, devoid of namavas, aprad or vyavdhan. Separation. That is the pure name, Shuddhanam.
1 second, Prabhu. Everybody, please make a little note, like a little paper. What is the definition of pure name? And put it in front of your forehead, wherever you sit or sleep or wherever. So in the morning when you get up, you say, oh, it is the chanting and hearing of principal name of Krishna, Mukhanam, principal name of Krishna, which will be devoid of three things. Then it is pure name. And you can examine whether you have contamination of those three things or not. We can discuss later next if we have time. But this is very important because many times you can know the definition of offense. But definition of pure name you may not find. Even if you ask devotee, what is the definition of pure name? So this is one. I'll give you a few other later, but this is one. Very nice. The chanting and hearing of principal name. It has to be principal name. Principal name is Mukhanam, which has existed in the spiritual world. Of course, you can be in Florida and you think like, wait, now I have to meditate on Golok Vrindavan name. Yes, but your connection is you have to love God, Krishna, through the world. Please remember this. You have to love Krishna through the world, in the world, with the world. This is very important. Otherwise, you cannot connect Mukhanam just by imagining something. Will not happen. Okay, go ahead, Prabhu. This is very nice. Such a condense.
In order to overcome namavas and get the pure name, the jiva must serve the bona fide guru with great attention. By doing this, the anarthas will disappear and the pure name endowed with all spiritual potency will dance on the devotee's tongue. At that time, he will never give up the stream of sweet nectar emanating from the holy name. The jiva will chant constantly, mad with the sweetness of the name, In joy, the name will dance, the Jiva will dance, and the treasure of love of God will dance. The whole universe will dance, and Maya will flee.
Wow. Do you feel happy just by hearing this? I feel
Yes,
happy. I
yes,
feel
Prabhu.
like to dance because this is
Yes,
such a secret. You highlight this. In joy, the name will dance. The
yes,
Jiva will dance, means you will dance. Treasure
that's
of
great.
love of God. Krishna Prem is also a person. Love is a person. There's three concepts. Spiritual world means three things. Always remember. Love, beloved, lover. The whole spiritual world based on these three relationship. Love, beloved, lover. There are three person. Love is not a only feeling. It is a person. She is a person, Bhakti Devi. They all will dance and Maya will be completely away, flee away. Okay, please go ahead. This is such a wonderful subject.
The different types of holy names have been discussed. Now consider who has the right or adhikar for the holy name. Anyone who is a human being, regardless of material considerations such as class, varna, worth, sex, age, or education, has the right to take up the holy name. For the Lord has invested in the name a transcendental power that surpasses all distinctions. But although everyone has the right to the name, only those who have developed faith in Krishna and his name will actually take shelter of the name and seriously chant it. Thus, any human being has the right to the name, and one who has faith becomes the practitioner of the name. In other spiritual practices, there are restrictions in performance according to time, place, cleanliness, or uncleanliness. But in taking up the name, this is not so. For the name overcomes all these restrictions by its invested power. Whereas in acts of charity, sacrifice, bathing, japa, etc., there is always consideration of time, place, and cleanliness. In the chanting of the holy name of Krishna, faith alone is the only necessity. And whoever takes shelter of the holy name in Kali Yuga achieves the highest perfection in life. The conclusion is that the living entity in Kali Yuga, being situated in the midst of Maya, must take up the name. One who accepts the name and practices it, though doing this with minimal restrictions, must still be careful to perform all actions favorable to increasing devotion to Krishna, reject all actions which hamper devotion to Krishna, and simply remember the name of Krishna constantly while passing out his life in the material world. Never should he deviate to the path of fruitive activities or worship of demigods. Instead, he should chant the name, serve the devotees, and achieve the goal of life, Krishna Prema. Thus, concluding his explanation of how Shiva should accept the holy name, Haridas Thakur began weeping. Falling at the Lord's feet, he held them and begged for attraction to the holy name. For one who performs devotional service at the feet of the Uttam Vaishnava, Haridas Thakur, the transcendental touchstone of the holy name will become the center of his life. Thank you.
Haribo. So nice. Thank you for staying up. Nobody left. That's very nice. So I hope everybody is convinced, at least within you, to make your journey very joyful. Any reflection or just few reflection from someone? What you taking when you go to sleep, when you are in India or in America, after the class is over? Willingness to learn, please remember that willingness to learn comes from you. Doesn't come from the others or God. It is from each student or each devotee. Willingness to advance has to come from you. Facility is a gift Prabhupada gave, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave, Bhaktivinoda Thakur gave, Haridas Thakur gave. We are indebted for that. So we appreciate that gift, this facility. What do we get from this class then? Skill, the art, how to overcome our challenges. But one thing nobody can do, its willingness to advance and chant properly has to come from each of you. So I'll end with this. if anybody has any reflection, what you are going to take today from this.
Prabhu, I have two comments, small. Whenever
Yes.
I'm seeing you, I'm only reminded of Srila Prabhupada. I'm seeing Prabhupada ji in you. That's one first reflection, Prabhu. It means you love him. You love him so much that it is. I'm seeing you. I'm seeing him in you all the time. I do not see you. I don't know, as a second person. Govinda, Govinda. Say Hare Krishna, everybody.
Hare Krishna.
Yes.
You please, thank you. Please pray for me and bless me, Prabhu, so I can advance.
Prabhu, Krishna's blessings be on all of us. And with your voice, I think something in my heart is like stirring very, 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 like a big churner, some sort of heavy, massive churner. So my taking is, Prabhu, that from tomorrow, I'll try as much as I can do, but tomorrow I'll try with your blessings to do 16 rounds every day at least.
Wonderful. Haribol. Congratulations.
Give your
Please,
blessing.
everybody, bless and pray for him so he can begin his journey, 16 rounds. Wonderful.
Haribol, Prabhu, Haribol, Haribol.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu. Yes, anybody else?
Prabhu, I have a question, but if there are no reflections, I'll then ask later. Yeah.
Okay, go ahead with your question. Just want to hear.
Yeah. Prabhu, you were mentioning here, in the material world, we need to go beyond form to perceive the substance.
In the material world, when you see a person, she may be looking very beautiful or he may be looking very handsome. Later on, you may see that beauty is not connected with the character and nature of that person. Then you get disappointed. It ever happened to you? It happened to me many times.
Yes.
One person I thought he was very nice. He said he hates one type of race. I would not say that. He said, I hate that race. It's like they're like a bugs in my life. I just want to finish them. And he's a professor in our university here. And I said, wow, how do you maintain your life like this? He said, I just don't like to see them. They just completely. So, but when you look at him, he's a very handsome young professor, educated man. But inside is a dark cloud covering his consciousness, pure consciousness, with those bad impressions. So the form and the substance doesn't match. He looks very nice, attractive, educated, PhD is a good, generally we think good. But when you become very close friend, deep down, they really have some hate, they like obnoxious things. We get disappointed. But one good thing is, recently, due to pandemic, he started chanting. He comes from a Catholic family, is a white American, and he did not have any clue, but he grew up, parents was not a spiritual, religious, but they used to go to church once in a while, something. I know him for almost 10 years. Now, due to pandemic, actually about 7-8 months, we talk over the phone and he said, yeah, I would like to try. So he started chanting and he uttered Prabhupada's pranam mantra. Hopefully by the mercy of holy name and Prabhupada, his consciousness will change. So I learned this from him, not only him, many other. The form and the substance disappoint us in this material world because they are not same.
Understand, Prabhu. Understand. Yeah, Prabhu, sometime back you were mentioning that even though you chant a lot and if your heart is not fertile, even though you chant for millions of life, there is no progress. I want to understand that, Prabhu, because we know that our heart is not fertile today, but the Naam should bring that change, bring the transformation, bring that everything, right, Prabhu?
Yes.
But
yes,
if I am
true.
But if I have to bring that fertility and then only Nam will work, I could not understand that one. Today, Nam should be able to do everything to me. It can change my fertility, it can change my bad nature, it can change my everything.
In one sense, it is true what you are saying. The power of the holy name is, yes, beyond where you can imagine. But the metaphor that our Acharya gives, it has to be understood in a self-examination way. You have to examine your heart, where your heart is. If you put a mango seed on a garden and your garden has nothing but a rocks, well, I don't know in your place, but here sometimes, big houses has like those white chips, stone chips, like a white or...
Yes, Prabhu.
And their whole front yard is nothing but those chips, stone chips. And they put the mango seed right on top. You think how long it will take for that to grow? You tell me. Next year or 6 months or 2 years or never what?
It cannot grow because it's
Exactly. Because the person who wants to see the mango tree or eat the mango fruit after, he has to know that this rock or this kind of ground will never let grow. So there has to be a fertile ground, means the heart has to soften. What is soften means? I don't know if you are, where are you from, Satyadevata Prabhu, but if you go to the village in India, I saw in India in my early childhood life, that if you have if the ground is flooded, nothing grows. And if it is completely dry, nothing grows. So Rupa Goswami Pad says soft heart means not weak heart, not hard heart. It has to be soft, means there is Madhyama. Sanskrit is called Madhyama. Means you see, I saw a picture in Vietnam. They just opened a small temple in Vietnam. And they were like, devotees are exciting. They send me the picture of some. That people are very simple. They have this fertile ground, means they put some water and then they mix till the ground, and it become like a little soft, not too hard, and then they stick those paddy plant, and within month it's all growing, and then the paddy comes out. It's like a jubilation for them. Same concept in our consciousness. Do we really believe that Krishna has a form? Believe me, some of the people, even within us, have a problem. One of very senior devotee, I will not say the name because I love him, and he just passed away recently. He's born in the West, a Caucasian body. He told me one day, Pran Govinda, I have a really problem of really believing, accepting that Krishna has a form. I mean, I love Prabhupada, I will never do anything, and I accept, but it's difficult. It's difficult because the contamination of impersonalism is there. We are chanting Hare Krishna, how many times we think that actually that Hare Krishna is actually a beautiful form of Lord? How many times? Very rare.
Very rare.
Almost some cases none.
Yes.
So these are impersonal contamination, hard-hearted. And some people will be chanting, I saw, for no reason they start crying. And Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur says, there was one Mataji came and she was crying in the audience, and he asked, find out why she is crying. We are talking philosophy, should not bring some tears. But she is crying, obviously either very advanced, that reminded of Krishna, or something else. So they investigated, and the Mataji said, because he had a goatee, the Maharaj had a goatee, he was doing Chaturmas Brata. So during that, he doesn't shave and doesn't beard growing. So it reminded of her goat that she lost. Now, where is Krishna consciousness versus she lost her goat and she's depressed and she crying? But she's in the audience. So how do you understand? This is called weak heart. They have nothing to do. They may be sitting in the altar. So we cannot have either one. We have to have a madhyama, soft heart. Fertile ground means soft heart. We really have to have a trust on our Prabhupada's word. We really have to believe on Krishna's word. Sorry. Then your ground is fertile, your heart is softened. Another thing also, the most important thing you can do, if you find a senior devotee who actually sitting in that reality of fertile ground, soft heart, by the association, you can get contagious very quick. That is the best. But I know it's not easy to get anywhere. Even if you meet advanced devotee, doesn't mean you will get association, because sometimes their heart has to also soften towards you. So like that. A journey is easy, but it's not easy.
Understand.
But our willingness can make the journey very easy. Krishna will facilitate. You can pray to Krishna. Believe me, Satyadevata Prabhu, I pray to Krishna. And when you pray, actually things changes within your heart. I had a lust. There's a very strong lust. Krishna gave me also wealth. Krishna gave me so many facility, but just to get out all this was not easy. Externally, I was doing very good, but internally, the point is, yesterday I mentioned, was it yesterday, day before, we have a two identity, you remember? Fundamental identity and functional identity.
Yes, Prabhu.
Fundamental identity should be focused. Fundamental identity should be the leader. But we should not neglect our functional identity. I am a grihastha, I am a father, I am a husband, I am a wife. I must do my service. I should do, bodily or mental, whatever service needed. But fundamental should be our leader. My prime reason is to satisfy Krishna through service. That has to be focused. And that's why Krishna told to Arjuna, when Arjuna says, am I Kshatriya? Kshatriya, that I cannot give up my nature to fight. Or am I son of Kunti, descendant of Bharat? Krishna mentioned, I think, 26 times. No, 20 times or 22 times, I forgot. Arjuna in different name. And each name has a very unique reason why he said that. So he asked that question to Krishna. What do you want me to do? You want me to act like a Kshatriya fighter? Or you want me to act like a, son of a Kunti, tolerate everything, killing Bhishma? What do you want me to do? And you know what Krishna answered? Which one you think? He says, neither. That's why he began, Krishna speakings began from the 14th sloka. There was Dehinosmin jata dehe komaram jovanam jata tata dehantara prapti dhirastat. Arjuna, you are neither Kshatriya nor descendant of Kunti. You are a soul, belongs to me. You are my servant. This is called most important, essential, fundamental identity. So you have to approach from that. But that doesn't mean his functional identity that he is a Kshatriya is dismissed. No, no, no. He has to fight. But he's fighting for fundamental identity, servant of Krishna, for Krishna's pleasure. So in that case, killing grandfather Bhishma or Guru Dronacharya would not bother. And he finally got it. So in our essential, fundamental, we belong to Krishna. Without Krishna, we will not be satisfied. This you have to convince. We have to convince each other that we will never be satisfied. We'll be happy for a few minutes, few hours, few days. The death will come again, take birth. It will go on. It will never finish. We'll never be satisfied completely until we come to that point. So prepare. Hopefully by this training, we will prepare our heart to be fertile and aware the plant really. And then also another point that when the plant grows, you have to be a good gardener. Make sure you know what is unwanted plant and what is actually Bhaktilata plant. I went to one place to give Harikatha even during pandemic. My God, some family, they just touching my feet and everything, and my false ego like went up, and mind is saying, wow, now you are a good speaker, you're a good devotee, you're going to take sannyas. Wow, this prestige, adoration, distinction pops. You know what they do? These are called unwanted weeds. You ever saw in the garden? There's a weeds. You have to be so careful. Okay, this is my plant, mango plant. These are not mango plant, even though they look sometimes more prettier than mango plant. But they will destroy the mango plant if you keep it there. And they will never grow until you are serious. Until you water the plant, the unwanted weeds never grows. So more we are advanced, those unwanted things also pops. So we have to pull it out. But we have to recognize, we have to be a good gardener, what is mango plant looks like. Similarly, what is bhakti plant looks like. One of those chapters I'm sure we'll discuss the 9 symptoms and see where are you towards the prema. And if you're shortage on that, there is just something wrong. Maybe unwanted, I'm giving fanning instead of the real plant. So like this, we'll have a wonderful journey. Just we'll keep it up. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Thank you so much, Prabhu.
Just one
Hare
quick
Krishna.
one. In the last session, Prabhu, you made one comment, passing comment, that at least this movement will grow for next 10,000 years. So yeah, 10,000 years probably you said in Kali Yuga. And we know that Kali Yuga is 4,36,000, 5,000 years have gone. What was that context, Prabhu? I couldn't like fully grasp that. How 10,000 years? Who has declared this?
Prabhupada.
Right. What did he say, Prabhu? What is the background?
Next 10,000 years, he will remain as a Shiksha Guru, and this movement will grow. Now, you can look at what Prabhupada said is all happening. He said, if you just follow properly, you'll make your life success and go back home and try to engage others to come. Srila Prabhupada left with 108 temples. Today we have over 700 temples. From 100 temples to 700 temples all over the world. I mean, Indonesia, recently I just got an email from one old sannyasi that I used to serve with him in 79. He went there, he's from Canada, Canadian body, but such a dedicated. Today in Indonesia, Malaysia, there is mostly Muslims. But he said hundreds of Muslim people, they joining and chanting and how seriously they are serving. And he just opened another 3 temples. So I see they're all Muslim. You can say that's functional. We don't say fundamental identity. Fundamental identity is they are servant of God. God has many names, Allah. So in that case, I'm saying that this movement will keep on growing despite all this struggle. So we see that those who are sincere, serious devotee in our movement, they're following Prabhupada's instruction very scrutinizingly. Means they are cooperating also. It's not easy, Prabhu. When your leader, another leader say, no, we don't want it, and you have to tolerate voluntarily and feel happy about it. It's not easy, but they are learning how to cooperate. They are born and raised in a culture where these kind of things are not there. In India, maybe it's easier, but they tolerate because they tolerate and cooperate following Prabhupada. The movement went from 100 temple to 700 temple, from 10,000 disciples. Even in Russia, there was not even only two disciples in Russia. Today, you have over 250,000 people. If you look at in Russia and Ukraine, there's thousands and thousands of devotees. In China, everywhere it's growing, even in pandemic. And it will grow. Question is, we want to get a credit. Chaitanya Prabhupada says, those who are intelligent, they will take the credit. Join and help the movement. You will make your life success and you help others to make their life success. But he did not say it will be easy. Even your family may not like it. Why are you becoming devotee now? We cannot eat chicken or whatever, they have their own idea. But it will go on. So we take Prabhupada's word very seriously and we see it. It's happening. It's happening. Also in the Shastra, it says that the golden age in Kali Yuga, and Prabhupada just revealed that 10,000 years. Thank you, Prabhu. That's a wonderful question.
Thanks.
They call it Danya Kali.
Danya Kali. Yes. Thank you. So we can end here now today. I'll send the question right after this and you can answer it right away. Sooner is better.
Prabhu, I missed the initial lecture due to some other pressing priority. So I will go through the video and then I'll do that.
Okay. Yes, Prabhu. Do that.
Thank you.
All right. Please accept my humble obeisances. Vancha kalpa tarubhascha kripa sindhubhayeva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Anandagiri Vaishnavrinda ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, ISKCON Vrinda ki jai.